Linebacker props. This one is very close to a coin flip. First linebacker off the board, either Jack Campbell or Drew Sanders. That is really the consensus here. Trenton Simpson is not that far off either at plus 380. Campbell's minus 115. Sanders is sitting plus 130. So this is one of the ones that's a little bit closer, Stephen, than we have that we have seen, right? Is just looking at the linebacker situation and which way that this could play out. Do you have any sort of feeling here on this one?
I don't. When you get into linebackers at this point, you're really talking back half of the first round at best. And with what we know about this NFL draft, where the consensus is there's really only 15 blue chip players, I haven't seen anybody that said one of these linebackers is one of those 15 guys. So, now we're in a situation where maybe there's one linebacker that goes in the first round. Wouldn't be surprised if there's less than, I'd be shocked if there's 3 linebackers that go in the first round. I'd kind of be surprised if 2 go in the first round. So
I don't know if there's going to be one.
I'm with you, honestly. That wouldn't surprise me one bit.
So, I don't know if there's going to be one, because I think what we've gotten to at this point especially towards the back half so none of these guys are like first half of the first round type players anyway. And then once we get to that back half of the first round, Stevens, kind of like we get to those teams, as we mentioned, that either some of them have either luxury picks or some of them have like dire needs at a certain position. And I just don't see a ton of these teams really looking and getting at one of these linebackers, right? I mean, like you look at the Chiefs, if any of those offensive linemen that you and I were talking about, are still available, I think that is really interesting, for the Chiefs when it comes to all of that. I mean, I just don't know if a linebacker, I mean, we know that the Bills probably want to add a wide receiver, there's just a lot to me that points to maybe this linebacker deal could just fall into the second round.
For what it's worth, Daniel Jeremiah moved Drew Sanders out of his top 50. He had him at number 44, and now he's completely out of the top 50, and he has Jack Campbell barely in the top 50 at exactly number 50. Lance Zierlein has Drew Sanders at slightly better rating than Jack Campbell. So those two are split on that. Yep. So like, what do you want to bet on?
Well,
right.
And I look at it this way. So again, of the mock drafts that I follow that I consider to be guys that are pretty sharp and have had some success in doing this over the years, quite literally 0% of them have a linebacker going until the Bills, and only like 10% of the ones that I follow have a linebacker going to the Bills, and then that's it, right? Like no one's mocked one to the Saints or the Eagles or the Chiefs after that. It's kind of like almost like a 1-out bet. if you believe what these guys that are doing these mock drafts believe, like it is 0% have any linebacker going except to the Bills. And there's only a handful of guys that have a linebacker going to the Bills. So I think that's a pretty strong indication of kind of what we're looking at here at the linebacker position. Almost one where I'm like, you know what, I'm okay just kind of glancing past this thing.
One guy that I do trust with mock drafts, he's been one of the 5 most accurate mock drafters in recent years. Ryan McChrystal does have something interesting for his first linebacker. He doesn't have either of these guys, actually. He has Trenton Simpson.
Yeah.
For first linebacker, and he's at like plus 380 at FanDuel. So the market is completely divided on what to do with this situation. And once we get into the second round, that's when teams start maybe prioritizing need over their board strictly by player grade. So it's a crapshoot.